Welcome everyone to Awesome Truth, a wrestling book club. I'm your host, Steve Semino, and with me as always is my co-host, Walt Schwenk. Hey, Walters.
Hello, Stephanie, Steven. Wait, what month are we? Where are we right now?
Is it Stephanie McMonth?
We're still in Stephanie McMonth, and it's
Stephanie
been
September?
past
September for Stephanie? Is that right?
Stephanie September has turned into Stephanie McTober.
That's right. Thank you all. Thank you. That's the thing I say at the end. Welcome everyone to Awesome Truth. We're going off the rails today
Sorry.
because it's Stephanie month and things are getting wild. We promised it last episode as a joke, and then we realized why not? Who cares? And we decided let's talk about Stephanie McMahon some more. Let's watch the best Stephanie McMahon match, which is her tag match against Ronda Rousey from WrestleMania 34.
Yeah, this is actually Ronda's best match, arguably, and Stephanie's best match, possibly Angle's best match in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Not a ton of competition
Poss
that doesn't involve Baron Corbin, so that's probably true.
right. Possibly H's last match, best match of the decade, but
Yeah. Is this really, and we can talk about this when we start, but is this really Ronda's best match?
I mean, unless you consider the triple threat better, but
Did she
like,
never have any good women's matches as champ or whatever? Like, I honestly have black holed so much of that, but
I don't know. When we do Ronda
Ronda, yeah, what month is
January here,
that?
I sound like,
Ronda February?
yeah, February
Feb
Ronda,
Ronda.
February Rousey.
That's good. All right, let's start this thing. So it's WrestleMania 34, which is a long ass card, but it's the tag match. If you still have Peacock, you can find it very easily on the Mania 34 one. But otherwise, it's on YouTube. You said right under like their 50 best Mania matches thing.
If you Google this on YouTube, WWE has apparently a series which we should explore more of 50 best WrestleMania matches. So this is at the 7:30 mark after all the entrances, which we can talk about.
Yep,
So 7:30 is when they start to stare down. So
which
you'll
is good
know.
because it's a surprisingly long match. So yeah, we're hopping right to the bell basically. So great for the time code. Thanks, Walt. 7:30. Join us. We're gonna hit play right now. Three, two, one. Wrestling.
So,
All
so
right.
at this point, we have missed a Triple H and Stephanie
That's like
combo
yeah.
tandem
Did they ride
intro.
out on like is that the dune buggies
The
or
ATVs, they were dual ATVs.
ATVs? Okay.
We also missed a like Piper inspired Ronda Rousey entrance for
Okay.
her like debut match, and it's like we're just I think like for Ronda's entire run, we probably have to read her book at some point to like
Oh
understand this.
yeah.
That
For
like,
Ronda
why
February.
Piper? Yeah, why did Piper inspire her so much? Why Piper? I don't know. I mean, Piper's cool and all. I'm not, complaining.
Piper's
But
also like so different than her in that Piper was a talker and she's not a good talker. So it's very
yeah,
interesting
yeah,
that she would gravitate. It's like CM Punk were to say he likes Roddy Piper, I'd be like, of course. But Ronda
yeah,
saying she likes Roddy Piper, I'm like, all right, is it because you're
yeah.
like all the R's? Is that the only reason? Because of it just sort of goes.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it was a UFC thing. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
we also just missed two Stephanie McMahon wrestling moves, which hasn't happened in
Oh.
before this moment, hadn't happened in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, because that's why we're doing this, obviously, because we just watched Stephanie's places, so we figured it'd be funny to talk more Stephanie. But yeah,
Stephanie's matches.
Stephanie's
Yeah.
matches. That's
Or
right.
match.
But she's a former women's champ, so like she had a weird in-ring career stint, right, when she was younger, and
Yeah.
then well, of limited to no success, basically. Besides, unless you count winning a sort of cheap belt success. But yeah, obviously not a performer in that sense. But here she goes, and obviously you got Angle and H there, who I imagine do the bulk of the lifting in this particular match.
Yeah.
I seem
mean,
to
if
remember
you're
Ronda
not,
does like a hip toss, and everyone's like, a hip toss. Wow.
yeah. Well, it's more like a judo throw, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
It's less of an actual hip toss.
Sure. It's like a real hip toss.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you wanted to like break someone's arm or like dislocate their shoulder.
Yeah, if
that's
you
how
wanted to do
do
it in a mixed martial arts capacity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is a weird match in the sense that, it makes sense why they'd put her with Angle in the sense that Angle is an all-time great, in-ring competitor, but Angle is very old at this point. But as you noted before we started recording, if you're doing the idea of like Stephanie as H as the authority, Angle was somewhat of an authority figure then too. So that's kind of the hook, right?
I believe he was like the GM of one of the brands at one point.
So he basically came back and was doing this, which is, showing up on shows and then having the occasional match.
Yeah.
The very occasional. Like he did this. He did a match with the Shield at one point, right?
Yes. Yeah. I guess that was before this, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think. But that might have been was his match with the Shield. Who had the match with the Shield televised? Was that Kurt? Because H did a match with them that I remember seeing H in the tactical gear, but I think that was at like a house show. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I don't think that was,
because that would have made no sense. Angle, at least, I think was like, I think they needed a fill in because Roman got sick, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And so Angle wore the tag, which also doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
Right.
Probably was cool.
Yeah, I remember the like. I can't remember why Angle was inserted, but that was like a really big thing because that was his first match back.
Yeah.
After years of TNA.
Yeah. And now here we are. He's doing a thing with H.
Yep.
And it was obviously, it's so easy to forget about Ronda at this point. I think most people have totally, you've forgotten about her, a lot of her in ring. But this was a huge deal when it happened. Like she was a huge name, and it was always sort of like a thing. Like she might come. They talked about her coming, and then she was here, and like having her actually wrestle was wild.
Yeah, because I remember a year before or two before they teased her like slapping H or Stephanie or
with Rock, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and
which seemed like they were building towards this. It seemed like they were building towards this with Rock in the angle spot, right?
Yeah, or they're just teasing the fact that she was going to get in the ring at some point. I don't know if it was like The Rock was, because The Rock wasn't wrestling at that point.
Yeah, it's true. And as we know now, Dwayne comes and goes as he pleases. So.
Right. I mean, this is somewhere between Fast 8 and 9 if I had to timestamp this.
Which is how we should judge periods of time, obviously, is what Fast movie sandwiches in.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just so funny to see and hear and like the enthusiasm for Ronda. And this is, as we said, perhaps Ronda's best received match and probably her most well remembered. But just knowing that now that this is all her run is basically said and done, I don't maybe she'll return. I don't see it happening. It's wild that this is sort of that it peaked literally the first night, and then it was a slow downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a novelty act that then turned into a regular thing, like, and then they also, I mean we can dissect the Ronda at a later date, but like. Yeah, I mean, like this was booked perfectly, and Stephanie not being a full-time performer, it was fine for her to get clowned in certain ways, and which we'll see in 20 to 30 minutes of this match.
When she comes in for 5 seconds.
Yeah. So I mean, this was a kind of like the perfect storm. And I also kind of remember this being.
That's a fun spot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they do great. Yeah. H has a good face there. Some funny stuff. Everyone takes a step back, pauses. That's good. Yeah. That's a good bit.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head too, which I'm sure many people have said at a certain point that, she was great in this little spot fest, like comes in, does a few things. Everyone goes, whoa, the aura, one of the best UFC fighters ever. But then she's on the show every week, and it's like, how is she going to beat Alexa Bliss? And it's like, she's going to tear Alexa Bliss in half. Like, what are you talking about? Like, she had to suddenly have wrestling matches with people, and it just sort of strained credulity a lot of the time because you're like, this just, it's not her style, and it just didn't really make sense knowing what she was capable of as a real-life fighter.
Right, and her clowning. I mean, like, we'll get to it later, but her match up with Stephanie is less interesting than her at some point match up with H.
Yes.
And then H bumping around for her and stuff. Yeah. So
speaking of H bumping around, just there's H doing a little over the top rope flip thing, which is not a thing I'm used to H doing. So that was really interesting to see.
It's low-key pretty dangerous for him just to flip over like
that. Especially this is not that long ago. This is Mania 34, which is what? 2000, so 7 years ago.
7 years ago, yeah.
He was still, it's not like he was a young man at that point. He looks just like the H of now. Like it was pre heart condition, but certainly, like you said, certainly a wild thing to
There we
do.
go.
Oh, there she is. Oh,
Yeah.
crowd's
They
going nuts. Stephanie gets to work, or just like you said, take bumps. I wonder if Stephanie gets any offense in.
I don't
It doesn't
remember.
really make
I
sense.
really don't remember this match.
Yeah. It's funny. People loved this match. It must have just been, it was just really well. I mean, we'll obviously find out as we watch, but the enthusiasm must have just been, wow, they did this Ronda debut really well, right?
Right. Like, this is like a spectacle.
Low-key, yeah, spectacle. Yeah. It's an attraction.
It's an attraction. Do we remember? I mean, like this, I remember this being regarded as one of the better matches of the card.
It's a weird card. Your bludgies are on the card, of course.
My bludgies.
If he's my boy Terry, they're your boy bludgies. I mean, we like Luke Harper, rest in peace, but yes. I know you love your bludgies.
Sure. I mean, they had a nice run.
Yeah, it's a weird card in that it's sort of like the era before it. There's a lot like Jinder wins the U.S. title, Rusev's on the card, the bludgies are on the card, but then Sammy and Kevin are tagging up on the card, AJ Nakamura, Cesaro and shit, the Bar, Strowman, like it's just a bunch of guys that are still kicking, as key parts of the current generation, and some guys that were that Undertaker Cena match that was really stupid and made no sense and made Cena look like a fool. There was it was a weird sort of middle ground there where they were transitioning a little bit, but a lot of the big names from the 2000s were still, kicking.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ronda's about to literally rip Stephanie McMahon's arm off.
Yeah, and the crowd's going nuts, right? I can see them all freaking out. Oh. Stephanie did something.
This was a rare occasion of Stephanie kind of getting clowned a little bit, because even when she was like an authority, she never really got a comeuppance. It was always H or nothing.
Yeah.
And this is like a rare instance of her like actually being able to get beat up on. So I'm sure the crowd was like super into this, especially after years of the authority running its course.
Yeah, you're right. It was, Stephanie was like, as we talked about in Stephanie's Places, like she was for a while just like the asshole daughter of the boss. And so, but rarely did she, I'm sure occasionally some women beat the shit out of her, but she was in an era where just the women's matches were not a priority. So even if they did, it was rarely, I don't recall it being in a super cathartic kind of thing,
Stephanie getting a DDT in. Wow.
Yeah, there we go.
Do you think she got into the training ring with Ronda?
I imagine this was like Steamboat Savage levels of planned in advance, right?
Oh, I don't think she's calling this in the ring.
Yeah, I don't think. So they must have just done literally. I'm sure they did a full like Logan Paul style walkthrough, where they just went through every single spot.
Yeah,
which is fair. It's Mania. I don't fault anybody for planning their Mania match in advance.
Wow, they're giving Stephanie a back submission.
Yeah, a foot and back submission.
Yeah.
Oh, she's getting like a decent amount of offense in the sense that I don't totally buy it, like especially again, I don't want to watch a ton of Ronda matches, but I imagine if you did, there's a lot of other women she faced after this that did not get as much offense as this,
No, definitely not. I mean, I think literally
weird. But it's just Ronda's just so weird. Ronda's just not. Ronda's just not. Like we've said about Brock before. For Brock's whole thing, Brock has been a pro wrestler for 25 years. Like he understands the give and take. And even when he romps people, he also gets, Finn Balor and Daniel Bryan pushed him to the limit. Like he understands the value of all that. Like that just did not seem like Ronda's thing.
Yeah. So now there's so much schmaz and bullshit. And,
yeah. Now we're getting into the silliness. Oh, now here we go. And this is the whole, like you said, this is really what everyone wants to see.
Yeah, which is kind of fun. That's what makes this kind of fun. It's like, yeah, of course Ronda's gonna fucking win.
Yeah, and of course she's gonna. And you want to see her get into it with H. You want to see her throw down with H.
Right.
If they were gonna do like you were hinting, if they were gonna do intergender, which they always hint at and then back away from. Like this would have been with Ronda would have been the best time to obviously do it, especially versus someone like H who's not an active competitor. Who probably would be willing to eat shit for Ronda, Like, it's like, I'm sure he doesn't want to lose to, again, not to shit on Alexa Bliss. I'm sure he doesn't want to do that. Like, not a competitor like that, but an attraction like Ronda, that would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, also H knows his place at this point. He's not trying to, fight for a title tomorrow. He's not,
Yeah,
he's running the show. He doesn't care. He wants everybody else to look good.
he can eat some shit. He can be, if not the fool, then the main bad
Yeah.
guy who loses and everyone cheers.
Yeah. Also, H looking pretty swole here.
Yeah, he's looking good. I'd wager a guess that he was on his Mania roids this year.
Yeah, yeah. If one was allowed to take those as the leader of a
I wonder what the
multi-billion-dollar
wellness policy is. Yeah, for the chief creative officer. I wonder how that works.
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
like it's
we
minimal.
know they don't do wellness checks for part-time.
Yep. Up here we go.
Oh yeah. See, this is what this match is building up to.
Yep. And everyone's pumped.
Also, you're right. Ronda is really weird. Like her mannerisms are just like, yeah, I know she's like playing it up, and she's not actually a wrestler, but like, there's just something stilted about her, like in-ring jockeying.
It's really also like, I know she's bouncing around right now, but like so many wrestlers move so deliberately, sometimes slowly. Like there's just most of the time there's no need to go hyper. Like they always tell you, like, isn't that one of the maxims? Like if you're going slow, go even slower. Like if you think you're at zero speed, go slower because you're going too fast. And I think Ronda never really had that taught to her at wrestling school.
Yeah,
She's going very fast.
This is peak H though. This whole like
the shit eating grin too.
Yeah.
Like it's really. He gives off like obviously he looks like friend of the show Chris Holcomb, but some of the vibes he has when he goes into that sort of mode is also very Chris Holcomb-y too.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Which is very funny.
Oh wow.
Yep. I forgot they actually have a whole thing here. I knew they had an interaction, but then like I didn't realize they had a whole sequence.
Cole's freaking out right now.
Yeah. Oh, she held him up there for 8,000 years, and she stood for that. Yeah.
I love how like Kurt Angle is such a non-factor.
I was gonna say, I thought he was there to like carry the weight, and he really isn't at all. It's just so funny that this kind of match where you think that you want a steady hand, and he's a steady hand, but he's just so, also not, like you said, not an active performer. It's not like he's in there doing the heavy lifting. He's just sort of there because he's Kurt Angle.
Yeah, because they have to have a guy.
Yeah,
because it can't just be Ronda Rousey versus two people.
That's right. But it's just so funny that he's just not even doing the hard work.
Yeah,
Ronda's doing the hard work.
Right. Yeah. Oh wait, now Angle's speaking of Angle.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he was taking a powder for 10 minutes there.
Oh my god,
man, I love Kurt Angle, but it is rough to watch him move. You know,
Ninja Turtle Kurt Angle.
Yeah, his whole posture looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's just like, man, this must hurt so much.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did the multiple Germans.
Yeah, this all must. He must have been in the like whirlpool for 3 hours after this match.
I also forget that like Angle and H had many main event matches back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like those, like not only they played up enough, like these guys were legitimate rivals for a long time.
An era where I wasn't really watching a ton. So like I know that to be technically true, but I was not. When Angle became like a big star, I sort of checked out for a decade. So,
right,
I'm aware of it. I'm like, oh yeah, Kurt Angle, of course, was one of their top 5 guys. So
yeah,
I'm sure he did the rotation like anybody else.
He beat The Rock and Austin and H as much as anybody else.
Yeah, I'm sure. We got a little slam.
Right.
Oh, 2 3/4.
This is a like I understand why if you watch this at the time you consider this a fun match because this was pretty fun. This is like it's not like the drama was incredibly high, but like at the same time it's like you don't need this to be a 5-star match. You need this just to be like fun.
And it's not, but I think you nailed it. That it's not manufactured drama. It's not like, oh, what's the future of the Authority going to be or whatever. It's just like, it's a match, Ronda's here, and we got these like 3 legends in their own way of the last 20 years of WWE, 30 years of WWE, and let's let them all just go in there and do like a real by the numbers thing, which is smart. Right. It's very good. It's very basic. Like we like basic on the show, right? We like execution. Yeah. Just do sometimes just do what everyone wants you to do and do it really well, and that works out great.
This is pretty simple.
Yeah, this is just so long. Oh, there you go.
Also, we haven't played up the Stephanie and Kurt relationship.
Oh, sure. Oh man, that's one even I'm aware of. Yeah, that they had a whole thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Angle really does make a lot of sense then, like in a weird way. Just
Yeah.
not the first choice you necessarily throw out there, on paper, but it does. There's a lot of stuff to work with here.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of shared history, but like I don't know if that was really part of this build.
And it's not a huge deal because who gives a shit, But
No.
if this had been Angle's last match, it would have been so much more appropriate,
Yeah. Although, would you consider this one of the 50 greatest WrestleMania matches of all?
No, 50's a lot, so I guess maybe just because that number is so big, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess Mania matches there are a lot of bad ones, so maybe it would be like 48 or something, in my ranking. Should we do our own 50 greatest Mania matches? Oh.
I think so. I mean,
You think we should do it?
I don't know if Zoom will let it will be give us enough. That would be 30 seconds a match as we see Ronda put on the armbar.
Yeah. Would have been great to have H-Tap here. So we really, again, I had totally whiffed on this. Like, we don't, maybe we never needed a Ronda H intergender match because we're getting a bunch of stuff right here,
Yeah.
It's kind of, it would have been great to see H-Tap, but that's, that's fine.
Yeah.
Stephanie can take the L here. That's
H doesn't know how to book himself out a job. Wait a minute. He'll look foolish, but he won't actually lose.
He won't take the L, not when he has a willing tag team partner.
Yeah, that's Booker T.
I don't know if the ref would even count the tap for H anyway, because it's men versus men, women versus women, technically.
That's
right?
true. Oh yeah. Oh,
I assume. Oh, here we go. That's of course. Do we get double taps? Or does just step? Oh, do they do a DIY thing or a revival thing?
Yes, it was about to. Oh shit!
They do the most half-assed version of the Great Revival thing.
Yeah, and then H just sends Angle just darting into Ronda.
This is good too. This is going longer than I expected, even though I knew how long it was going to be. But it's not padded. Like it's fun spots to keep it going.
Yeah, this is enjoyable. I mean, we've watched far worse matches.
Oh my god, we've on purpose, like knowing they were bad, and then still going like, oh, that was perhaps worse than I'd realized.
Yeah,
like this versus the what's it called, the Hogan Doomsday match is just like, it's just like the 0 versus 100. Like if you're comparing those two against each other, this is like textbook perfection.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's not enough stars in the star rating to compare this versus the Doomsday.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-oh, Kurt.
Here we go.
Are we doing double pedigrees?
Double pedigree.
This sort of answers the question. Remember we said, what's Stephanie's finisher?
Yeah.
Just assume it's the lady pedigree.
Uh-oh.
Angle looks like he could barely do that. That looks so rough.
Ronda needed more ways to get into that armbar.
Yeah, that was very complicated. There was a lot of like flipping involved there.
Yeah, you could have went from pedigree to armbar. You didn't have to like flip out of it. Whatever, just not an actual wrestler.
Not the cleanest, but we got where we needed to be.
Was this Ronda's UFC move? Like, how many people did she tap with the armbar?
You're asking the wrong guy, but you sort of have to assume so, right? Because it's her thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. See, they built it up.
They sold that like she's the most devastating armbar in the biz.
Her and Penta. Oh, there's Dana. Yeah. Hooray. Oh, she hugs Kurt. Yay. Yeah, that was very good. The crowd loved it. It really seems like, but obviously, like we said, if you could see the seams already of a plan to make her a full-time performer who shows up on Raw. Like that was their biggest mistake. Like I know why they wanted to do it, but like you can't just have her showing up every week. That just sort of defies logic in its own way.
This was the first and last time the crowd cheered for Ronda
I think she
because
had. I really want to read her book now because I know I totally forgot that that's something we got to do. I know you and I talked about we're only going to read like the WWE parts, right? Or at least we're certainly only going to discuss the WWE parts. But I really
yeah.
want. I want to relive some more of the Ronda run. I think we should put that on the list before the end of the year because
Well,
or
I,
Ronda
I
Ruel,
Ronda
like we said.
month,
Yeah, Ronda
Ronda.
Ronda Row month.
God, we'll work on our branding
But
opportunities.
I want to I want to see a little more around because I know there was a period where she was truly like a big deal, and then I think she was just eclipsed by a lot of just better performers, more suited for the WWE way of life and style.
Yeah, and then she botched the finish at
Yeah,
WrestleMania
and the
main
biggest women's
event,
match of all time. Yeah, and
and
borderline ruined it.
then yada yada yada, Bruce Pritchard, and now she's
Yeah,
out of wrestling forever.
that's
So
right. That was good though. That was very
yeah,
good. And Stephanie, honestly, given that she was the reason we did this, like she holds her own. Like she does not look clunky in there at all. Like she takes the hits she needs to take. She, the spots she needs to pull off, she does. Like there's just no. It's fine. She's perfectly serviceable.
yeah. I mean, she acted like a pro wrestler, a
Yeah,
part-time pro wrestler.
yeah. You wouldn't have known that she rarely ever does this. She was
Yeah,
perfectly good.
great job by her.
Good for you, Stephanie. And this is Stephanie never wrestled again, right? I assume this is her last match.
Uh,
Now that she's a
uh,
50-year-old mom, I can't imagine she's going to come back into the ring at any point.
before there was a moment with her in a Seth Rollins Triple H match at some point where she took a table spot, but she wasn't in the match. Obviously, she was
Yeah.
just like on the outside.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever had a
So
match.
yeah, this might have been the last in ring, which Stephanie's places, Stephanie's matches,
That's right.
Stephanie's losses, Stephanie's jobs. I don't know.
It's a decent way to go. So if that's how I'd want to go out too, is just having a nice Mania match and be like, you know what, I'm all set.
Yeah, this was not a bad match to be
No.
their last.
And Walt, that does it for Stephanie McMonth. So we did it. We filled a whole 2 episode block with the life and times of Stephanie McMahon. So hooray for us.
Never talk about her again.
But I will say, if you want to hear us talk about her again on the previous episode, you can find our archives at awesometruth.libsyn.com. And for episodes old and new, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever podcasts are delivered. We are there. Walt, good to talk Stephanie with you. Good to plan for Ronda talking. Lots of good stuff coming, as always, on the hit show Awesome Truth.
Maybe we'll discuss more Hollywood movies at some point soon. I don't
Yes,
know.
maybe we'll smash some machines. Who knows, right?
Yeah, sorry, Rhonda. We're gonna put off your reading your book for another
But we're gonna
month.
do another UFC thing, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
smash Tober.
keep an eye out or an ear out, fans, because we are definitely gonna smash some machines before long. So
Exciting.
enjoy that. Thank you all so much for listening, and remember, the truth will set you free.